Tejas Networks is the stock on our radar. The company this morning bagged almost a 7,500 crore rupee deal to supply its latest 4G and 5G radio access network equipment to BSNL. The support and maintenance services will be for a period of 9 years post the warranty period. So to discuss this and more, we are joined by Anand Athreya, the MD and CEO, and Arnob Roy, the COO and Executive Director of the company. So Mr. Athreya and Mr. Roy, thanks a lot for joining in. Mr. Athreya, let me start with you first. I want to understand, you have said in your press release that the order will be executed in this year and next. So how much will you be executing this year? How much will come through in your revenue stream? And what are the kind of margins that you enjoy with this order?
Good afternoon. We'll be executing a large portion of the order. So the total duration is going to take anywhere between 12 to 18 months. And a certain percentage of that will get executed this year.
What is that certain percentage? If you could give us a sense, Mr. Athreya. And thereafter, there will be maintenance for 9 years as well, right? What's the value of that?
Yeah, so I would expect close to 40% to get executed by end of this year, and then the rest in next year.
And the maintenance?
Maintenance is going to start 3 years from now, and that would take 9 years.
Oh, okay. What is the value of that, sir?
It is actually several thousand crores.
Okay, the value of the maintenance contract, which starts 3 years later, Mr. Athreya, that is worth around 7,000 odd crores.
No. The 7,000 odd crores is for all the equipment that we are supplying now.
Okay.
And then there will be several thousand crores later just for the maintenance. But that is spread over 9 years. Yeah.
Over 9 years.
Okay, that's spread over 9 years. Got that. Mr. Arnob Roy, who's the CEO and Executive Director, is also joining in. Mr. Roy, let's move on. In Q1, there was an issue with one of your EMS partners moving their plant from one location to another. Can you tell us what was the loss with respect to that particular move, and what was the loss in revenues, and what is the expectation Q2 and Q3 onwards?
So we do not like to get into the specifics of how much it affected us, but it did affect us substantially, and we are past that right now. So this quarter, our supply chain management, our manufacturing lines are much more streamlined. So, that issue is behind us, and we should not get affected by that anymore.
Right. Mr. Roy, just to confirm, so this order is worth nearly 7,500 crores. Over and above that will be a maintenance order for about 7,000 crores. That would be spread over 9 years, starting 3 years from now. Is that correct? Have we got that right?
Yeah, that's correct. I think a few things are not yet there. I mean, this is all of the whole network will be more than 100,000 sites. And currently we have got close to 100,000 not there. So a smaller amount of additional sites will come in. What is also missing over here is the 5G upgrade that's going to happen. That part of the order we are also expecting, which will going to come in subsequently. And then there is the portion which is the services and the AMC and support for 9 years post the warranty period.
Yeah, one thing that I would like to correct is, the order for the AMC, we have still not got the PO yet, and we will reveal the numbers once that comes in.
Okay.
Correct.
Mr. Roy, what could this do to the quarterly run rate in terms of sales which you're clocking in? You did around 300 crores, close to 300 crores in Q4. That went to around 187.9 crores in Q1. So once you do start executing this order, revenues do start coming in, what is the quarterly run rate that we can expect in terms of sales on a sustainable basis for the company? Mr. Roy.
Yeah. So we don't give a quarterly or annual guidance, as you know, but given the size of the deal and the execution time period, and including whatever backlog of orders that we have, it should be a substantial increase to the quarterly numbers over the next few quarters going forward. How much it is, I would not like to quantify right now, and we'll announce it along with the results of the quarter.
And you won't face any component delays, right? I mean, there was an issue of semiconductor shortage, etc. You're confident of, fulfilling this order in the next 2 years?
That's the plan. That's the plan. So obviously there will always be component challenges, but I think we are working very well, with the suppliers, and we will also use government's help if we need to help this, to force the suppliers to give us the components in time. But to be very fair, I think everybody understands the urgency and importance of this deployment, and they're all assured us to support us along the way.
Okay, Mr. Roy, just a couple of more questions from my end. One, any more such orders in the anvil? Anything that you're looking to close perhaps in the next 1 year or so?
Hard to give a guidance on that. Of course, there are many deals on the pipeline, including large opportunities. I won't get into specific right now, in the sense that this itself is a execution of this plus the add-on that is going to come with the other things that I mentioned, 5G upgrades and additional sites and all those kind of things, is going to be fairly substantial. This is just the start of what we have seen as part of the overall contract. There is some more to go over here. But apart from that, I mean, there are many other investments that are happening in building the telecom networks in the country, and we are working closely with our customers on this, and we'll announce them as they come along.
And one thing I would like to point out is this is one of the largest single POs ever given to a mobility deployment. And this will be one of the largest deployments in the world, right? I think it's important that we execute to this, and I'm sure more opportunities will open up both domestically as well as internationally.
Okay, so just one follow-up then. On an average, your revenues per quarter, your quarterly run rate has been in this range of around 200 to about 300 odd crores, Mr. Athreya. Once the proper execution of these orders happens, what kind of uptick do you think? I'm not talking about the here and the now. FY25, FY26 onwards, what is the kind of average run rate that you are looking at on the top line?
Again, as Arnob said, we don't give guidance right now, but you should expect that, once we execute this order, new opportunities and new market will open up. And we have a mission to build one of the largest network and telecom companies out of India for India and rest of the world. So what that should do to us is to actually open up new opportunities both domestically in service provider as well as enterprise, and also internationally.
What do you say about the margins of on this order?
We don't share margins.
But I just wanted to understand, if it's in line with your current margins, is it margin accretive? Is it margin dilutive? I'm not asking for a number, but, just an operational direction, maybe, if at all?
See, there are too many things involved right now. Again, we are just focused on execution, and margins will, come out as we announce the results.
Okay, just a two-part question, Mr. Athreya. Is there any downside risk to this order? For example, receivables. Are you anticipating an increase in terms of receivables while you're executing this order? And 5G you mentioned would be a possible opportunity in terms of upgrading. How much do you think that opportunity would be? Can you quantify it?
Yeah. So, I mean, in this deal, the way it is structured is we will actually get the monies from TCS, who will get the monies from BSNL. So, so that is one. So I don't see a lot of risk from the receivables point of view. The second thing is, I see a great teamwork in terms of BSNL, CROT, TCS, Tejas, and ITI all working towards in one direction to make this happen, because this will be momentous, when we get this done. That's number one. On the 5G, roughly, I think 40% of the sites will get upgraded from 4G to 5G. But I think that's a first step. When we execute this, it will also open up opportunities for, brand new 5G deployments, both in India and as well as internationally.
All right. Mr. Athreya, Mr. Roy, thanks a lot for joining in. All the best for this order. And I'm sure it's exciting times for the company. Execution of such a large order. We wish you all the best in the quarters to come. Well, that's Tejas Networks with the big order that they've received. The total duration of the new order, though, is about 12 to 18 months. And they expect 40% of this order to be executed in this year itself. We'll take a quick break. On the other side of the break, Vinod Kumar Gupta, the MD